Welcome learners to Form 2 Mathematics. I would like us to look at a question here which is to do with equation of a straight line. Finding equation of a straight line. Let us go through it. You are told, find the equation of a straight line which is equidistant. Look at this term, learner. Equidistant from the points A is at 2, 3, and B is at 6, 1. Then express your equation in the form y is equals to mx plus c. In other words, you express y as the subject of that equation. So we look at this. Learner, suppose you have a line like this. This end is A and this other end here is B. Then we fix the coordinates. A is at 2, 3. 2, 3. You can write it like that. 2, 3. I hope you can see it. And B is at 6, 1. Like that. So, learner, which is this line? We are told to find the equation of a straight line which is equidistant from A and B. Equidistance is from the terms equal distance from A and B. So which is this line? This line that we are talking about, learner, it must be passing through the midpoint of this line so that it divides the line into 2 equal parts. So that it divides this into 2 equal parts. So there must be a line here that is passing through the midpoint, and it is perpendicular to the line AB. What do we call this line? Which passes through the midpoint, dividing a line into 2 equal parts. From here to here, and from here to here, the distance is equal. No wonder the term equidistant. So, this line here, which divides that line, is called a perpendicular bisector. Learn. Perpendicular bisector. So, we are being told to find the equation of this perpendicular bisector. Learner, the first thing that you do is to find this point, the midpoint. So, midpoint of a line, learner. Midpoint of AB. What is the midpoint of AB? We know of a formula that you add the x's, call it x1 plus x2, divide by 2. You add the x's of the 2 ends here, comma, you take y1 plus the second y, you divide by 2. And all this should be in brackets like that. And here, there should be a comma. So what do we mean by that? A is at, maybe I can write it again, 2, 6. And your point B, learner, is at 6, 1. So you take the x's, you add and divide by 2. You take the y's, you add and divide by 2. And divide by 2. Sorry, this is 3. I don't know why I'm writing it as 6. So this is 3. So, therefore, midpoint, learner, will be equal to what? This plus this, 2 plus 6, divide by 2. The x's, comma, remember to put that comma, 3 plus 1, the y's, 3 plus 1, divide by 2. So you add this is 8, divide by 2 gives you 4, learner, 4, comma, this plus this is 4 divided by 2 gives you 2. So that is the midpoint of our line AB. So we can come and fix it here. This midpoint here is 4, 2. The midpoint is 4, 2. So our perpendicular bisector is passing through that midpoint. From there, learner, we get the gradient. We now get the gradient we get the gradient, we get the gradient of AB, gradient of line AB. Gradient of line AB is what, learner? You have your A, and your A is at 2, 3, and you have B, which is at 6, 1. What is the gradient of this line? We talk of change in Y over change in X. So we can say gradient of this line, gradient, we can call it gradient M1, the first gradient. Symbol for gradient, learner, is M. So gradient of this line is change in Y, this Y minus this, remember? Divide by 6 minus 2. Change in Y over change in X. So this gives you what? This minus this will give you negative 2, and down here you'll get 4. So simplifying this, learner, you will get that the gradient is negative a half, learner. So from there we have the first gradient. Therefore, what is the gradient of our perpendicular bisector? Gradient of the perpendicular bisector, learner. Call it M2. M2. What is the gradient? So, perpendicular bisector and line AB, learner, they meet perpendicularly. They meet at 90 degrees. How are the gradients? How are the gradients of perpendicular lines related? They are related using this formula. M1 times M2 is equals to negative 1. The first gradient is negative a half, learner, times your M2 should give you negative 1. And therefore we can simplify this. We see this is negative a half M2 is equals to negative 1. Learner, this negative and negative, they cancel out. Otherwise, if you multiply by a minus there, the two become positive. That is why I'm cancelling them out. And therefore, you remain with a half M2 is equals to 1. So from there, learner, multiply both sides by 2. Multiply both sides by 2, and therefore your M is 2. Your M is 2. The gradient of the perpendicular bisector, learner, is 2. So from there, learner, we move on. So we now want to get the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Look at this equation of the perpendicular bisector. We have seen that, look at this, the perpendicular bisector, learner, passes through this point. You write it here, 4, 2. It passes through the midpoint. Look at this, 4, 2. The gradient of this perpendicular bisector, learner, we have just got it as what? As 2. 2. Its gradient is 2. You come and fix it there. Then you introduce a point xy. Introduce a point xy on that line. So how do you work out this? You again talk of change in y, that is y minus 2 divided by x minus 4, learner, gives you the gradient, which is 2. Change in y over change in x should give us 2. Cross multiply, learner. This is y minus 2 is equals to 2 in brackets x minus 4. Y minus 2 is equals to, remove the brackets, you get 2x minus 8, and therefore y minus 2 is equals to, we should take this to the other side, like that. You just take it to the other side, you see 2x minus 8. Minus 2 coming to this side, it becomes positive, like that. And therefore your y, learner, gives you 2x. Minus 8 plus 2 gives you minus 6. So if you look at our equation here, this is the equation of our perpendicular bisector. And if you look at it, it is in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Y is on the left hand side alone. So this is the equation of our perpendicular bisector. I hope you have understood. Go through it slowly, learner, or then from finding the midpoint, then you get the gradient of the perpendicular bisector, and then finally you use the midpoint and the gradient to introduce a next y there, and you finally get your equation. God bless you. Go and practice.